answering the question, how safe is Salem, Oregon? This is a question I get asked often on this channel. And if you are new here, welcome. My name's Mariah and I am a top producing real estate agent. My husband and I are a top producing husband and wife real estate team here in Oregon. And we work with a lot of out-of-state relocation clients, people who are moving to our area from so many different places. If that's you, feel free to reach out. We would love to chat with you and help you with your move here to Oregon. But a question as relocation specialists that we get asked often is it safe? How safe is it? So I'll share a quick story of something that I saw the other day and then just kind of chat about it a little bit. The other day, I was stopping at a Walgreens. It was over on the side of town that I would say has, well, I would say it does have the worst ratings as far as crime ratings go and school ratings go. So like least desirable schools, highest ratings of crime. And I was at this Walgreens on that side of town. And also you're gonna find probably the cheapest home prices there too. So I was at the Walgreens on this side of town and I was in the nuts aisle, had a couple things in my hand and I saw a guy walk past me. He walked right past me and into the back of the store and he had a mask completely covering his face and he was walking very quickly. As soon as I saw him, my heart dropped. So I immediately, I didn't know like if he was there to like rob the place or what. So as soon as I saw him, my heart dropped and I dropped my stuff that was in my hand, didn't buy it, didn't want to wait in line, walked right out the door to my car, got in my car, I locked the door and sat in my car and watched this guy. He walked straight out of that door. He had gathered, like right after I did, he'd gathered a bunch of things and he walked out very confidently and obviously like didn't pay or anything, he stole them. And then I watched him as he like walked down the road further on and ended up taking his mask. So with all that being said, I have lived in Salem my entire life and I've never seen something like that happen. Now I'm sure obviously just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I'm sure things like that happen a lot more than we realize, but it's not something like that was a very rare thing. It's not like something that you see happening all of the time. And again, it was in a side of town that I would consider or that has the highest crime rating. I have had my car broken into before. Once it was at a park. That is like all my experience, my entire life of living here, that is pretty much my whole experience with crime here. If you look up Salem as a whole, the crime ratings compared to other cities of similar size, it is going to be pretty good. It's known, it's gonna have pretty good ratings. And what you're gonna find if you look up Salem and how safe it is that the majority of the crime that happens here, now obviously anything can happen anywhere, but the majority of the crime that you're gonna see is petty theft, probably like car theft and petty theft, I would say. That is really the extent of it. We do not have a side of town where you can't drive through, you know, this neighborhood without worrying about being shot or walking down the street without worrying about someone coming up. Like it is really not like that. Our population right now is just over 175,000 people in Salem, the capital of Oregon. And in any city of that size, if you compare it to other cities that size, you're gonna see probably the same amount of crime. I have many times walked around downtown at night alone, gone to parks alone, and I generally feel safe. I don't feel unsafe here. So take that with a grain of salt, do your own research, come visit if you're, you know, thinking about moving here and see what you think for yourself. Find a good neighborhood, find a desirable side of town, find a park that's in a good area. And I think that's probably what you would say about any city though, I would assume. We work with clients who move to our area from all over. Places that are more expensive, places that are less expensive, bigger cities, smaller towns, everything in between. And we have heard before from people that have moved from, especially from larger cities, that there's really no bad side of town in Salem because if you compare it to where they lived, it's a lot safer. So it really is, I feel like this is something that's really all about your perspective, one, and what you consider to be safe, but also it's about where you're at. So obviously, know your location, know where you're going. I will not say this is a bad side of town or this is a good side of town because legally I can't say that as a real estate agent, but also that's that's something that I think is more of a personal opinion. I can't really say that for you, but what I can say is here's the crime ratings in this side of town, and here's, you know, the school ratings, whatever other ratings you want to look at, and we can look at the facts. And there are plenty of neighborhoods and sides of town in Salem that have excellent school ratings and excellent safety ratings that are very desirable places to live. So that's my opinion. And again, I will say, I think if you look up Salem and want to look at some like statistically what they're known for as far as like crime goes, I would say the most crime that happens here is usually petty theft, car break-ins, that kind of thing. Lock your doors. All right, well, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. Head over to our channel. We have a handful of playlists that you might find value from if you are thinking of moving to Oregon. And if you are thinking about relocating to Oregon, I would love to help you out. I'll put my email address below. I'll see you next week.